today we're going to talk about shackles, especially off-road recovery shackles. So therefore, this a D shackle is not part of your kit for off-road recoveries. The reason for this is these shackles are designed only for loads that are on one axis. They cannot take any side loads, and therefore these should never be used for off-road recoveries. These are great though for connecting chains, but let's not use this and let's just throw it out. Now what we have here are different types of shackles. Shackles can be either stainless steel or they can be of cast iron or forged. So let's just talk about these shackles for a moment. Now if you look at these two shackles, they look identical, but these shackles have markings on it, whereas this is a generic shackle and has no markings. And whenever you go and buy a shackle, make sure that these shackles always have certain markings on it, which makes you understand the ratings of these shackles. So you see this one says working load limit of 4 3/4 tons. It has a CE marking. It has the name of the manufacturer. It has the 3/4 inch marked on it. So 3/4 inch means the diameter of the pin and the shackle. So this one on the other hand has nothing on it. So if you look at it, this pin, this is what I've bought of Amazon, and you see this pin doesn't even engage properly. The reason for it is there's a lot of grime on this. You can see grime, dust, or just a bad thread. So these shackles, you see now, this is a bow of the shackle. These are known as the ears of the shackle, and this is the shoulder of the pin. The shoulder of the pin cannot even connect to the ear of the shackle, which is how it is supposed to lock up. So do not buy unbranded or unrated ones. You see in this, it touches the shoulder, and that is how it's supposed to be. The pin should always have a hole. This is because in case your shackle locks up, you can put a screwdriver or something and use it to torque it to open these shackles. Now it is very important when you use these shackles that you always tighten them and then just loosen them by one turn. The reason for doing this is that sometimes when you've attached it to a recovery hook or something, and when it moves, if it is completely tightened, this thing can get jammed. And there have been instances that a jam shackle does not come off. Even using a screwdriver or a plier, this shackle cannot come off, and then you need to either cut your toe strap or you need to cut your shackle. So just a 1/4 turn loose and you're fine. It's not going to slip away. The other thing that you need to know about shackles is that whenever you are attaching a shackle to a recovery point, remember one thing: do not screw up. Now that applies to life also. So when I say do not screw up, that means do not take your shackle pin from down and then screw it inside. The reason for this is that if this gets loose for any reason, this pin by gravity is going to fall down, and then your rigging is going to get loose and someone is going to get hurt or worst case killed. So always screw down. So don't screw up. Remember, even in life your parents told you don't screw up, son, and that is exactly what we also tell you. Do not screw up, always screw down a shackle. The next thing is these shackles are best for loads in this manner where you are exactly on the long axis of this. If you want to give side loads, you can give it up to ideally 45 degrees, or worst case a total angle of 120 degrees, but not more. So that is why we prefer bow shackles. The reason for bow shackles are, one is it lets you accommodate a bigger loop of your recovery strap without it kinking or compressing, and secondly, it lets you, this design, though it is a little bit weaker than a D shackle, this design lets you give some sorts of side loads without it deforming. What happens in side loads? If you give side loads, this pin will get all the stresses, and especially these stresses will get transferred to the threads, and the threads are not designed for such kind of loads, and therefore you will either break the stresses or the pins, or you would jam them. Okay, and also remember, for every angulation degree that you change, you're going to lose 10% of shackle strength. So for every 10 degrees of side load, this shackle is going to reduce its strength by 10%. Okay, now when you talk about working load limit, it says 4 3/4. So 4 3/4 means you can consistently load the shackle for easily up to 4.5 tons without worrying about it from breaking or stressing. Good quality shackles have a safety margin of 5 times. So this one would ideally even work with 20 tons of load. But of course, you should not stress it out. But that is your safety margin inbuilt onto these shackles. Whereas unbranded shackles, we don't know what kind of safety ratings are on there, and therefore do not use these shackles. Now let's take a recovery strap and see how you would ideally use these straps. So unscrew the shackle. Of course, one end would go as such here, and the other end you would pass it through, and you would shackle it, you would close the pin, and this is the best way for a shackle to take the loads. If you want to give it side loads, if you had a recovery point here, this is what it is. Do not go at these angles. These will push these two ears apart, and then something will break or something will give. So maximum is 120. Ideally, you are at 45 degrees is the ideal or the best way to use a bow shackle. So if you're using this as a tree strap connector, this is the angle you wish to aim to achieve. Do not achieve angle at this angle. Do not overlap your loops. That is also wrong. Loops should be flat and pressed against the bow of the shackle.